welcome. In this video I'm going to do this makeup using very affordable makeup. I'm talking about products that are less than 10 euros. Most of these are actually less than 5 euros each, so these are very affordable. Just a little heads up, there is a lot of surprisingly great products. I am quite amazed of how I like the look and how these products, most of these applied, so there is new favorites for sure. But let's get into the application so you can see what happened when I created this look. Alright, let's start with the primer. About this I'm very excited. This is the Essence Hydra Plus Perfecting Primer, SPF 20 in this. I do have SPF on, but still there is pomegranate, panthenol and vitamin E to nourish skin, and it says that it's going to optically minimize pores as well. Definitely sounds something like what I prefer having during winter time. So let's try what happens with this. I have a different primer for my nose area, so that is why I'm not going to apply this on my nose. It's surprisingly thick feeling, no scent, but it's not very liquidy. It is to the thicker side, so first impression is that this might be quite good during winter. The other primer I have used before, LA Girl Pro.prep. This is a silicone primer. I apply this only to my nose, so very small amount is enough. Next, a product which I'm probably mostly curious about. I have high hopes based on swatching. This is a foundation from Cien, and it's a brand that it's sold in Lidl, that German grocery store brand, which is, I think, nowadays quite worldwide. This is their liquid foundation in shade 010 Ivory, and I have only swatched it. I haven't even opened it yet. It's the first time. I don't know what the claims are. I haven't seen anything on the website. I just swatched it in store. Very thick formula, doesn't move anywhere. Let's see how it looks. As usual, Smashbox blurring foundation brush. First impression is that it's more thin than I expected. I expected it, because it's so thick formula, I thought that this is more full coverage. And I don't mind at all that this is more like, it's leaning more actually to the light coverage side, not even medium, at least first application. The thickness does do that you need to kind of drag it to your skin, but I don't mind that either. Also that primer left that kind of sticky feeling, so there's also that to be noticed. There is a little bit of strange scent. It smells like these kind of toiletry fresheners. Do you know those kind of citron and some earthy or sea flavors or scents? It looks really good on my cheeks. The dry skin, there is a glow which I really like. It's natural glow, it's very skin-like look. On my nose and chin, I needed to kind of even it out a bit. I think this might be the one that I need to kind of even it out with a sponge. But that's not a problem, it's okay. I try to layer it up a little bit to see if I can build it up. I can build it up a little bit. It's still not, it's light medium coverage, I would say. I can still see my hyperpigmentation through, but the redness it cancelled quite well, so I'm happy with that, and the shade is really good. But the shine, the glow is really beautiful. I'm so impressed. I think this foundation is something like 5, 6, 7 euros. I need to check that, what it was. Then the concealer, this is something I have used before and I did a review, I will link it below, but it's the One Drop Coverage concealer from Catrice, and I have the shade 4 Ivory Rose. And this is a concealer that I really like, especially during winter time. It is more to the kind of moistured side, so it's not the best for summertime, but lately as the weather is turning cold and dry, I've been using this more again. I do need a little bit of concealer to my nose area. The redness does peek through a little bit, so I'm going to use this Catrice Camouflage cream, and the shade is 010 Ivory, as most of Catrice and Essence products are same shade for me. The powder I'm going to use, this is one of my old favorites. I'm using this a lot. It's Pretty by Flormar. Unfortunately, I think this is not so well available, at least outside EU. But this is a Turkish brand, and I absolutely love this baked powder. This is so similar to the Hourglass ambient powder, so similar, and they have great shade selection if you are fair. I don't know about the darker ones. This is number 3 light porcelain pink, and this is something I can use on my under eye area as well as on my face. So really a great one. The brush I always use on my under eye area when I'm powdering is this Zoeva Luxe Powder Fusion brush. It's fluffy enough, so I kind of cannot put too much powder, if that makes any sense. And then a little bit to the area where I'm going to put contour and blush. A bit next to my nose as well. I have two kind of face products. This is a new from Essence. This is the contouring duo palette, and this is the shade Lighter Skin, number 10. And then I have a new brand to me. This is very affordable. Well, all of these are. This is Miss Beauty. I know nothing about this. These are available here in Finland in Prisma. If you live here, you know that. Let's start with the contouring shade. I have no idea how pigmented these are, so let's start carefully. Oops. 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 There is pigment. Don't do what I just did. The shade is really pretty. It is a matte powder. It's very finely milled. And as I just used a very light layer of powder, I expected that there might be a little bit of problems with blending powders, but this performs really well. It's definitely light enough shade for a fair skin. Really like this. This shade, it's quite dark. I cannot use it as a highlight. I don't know what's this supposed to be actually. It's really not. Oh, the light one is for softer contour, so you're supposed to contour with both of these. So, well, this changes everything, because I've had a problem of nose contouring, because I feel like always the contour on my nose is way too obvious. I might have found finally a product that I can use to contour my nose. Whoa. Well, this is definitely something I didn't expect to happen during this video. Definitely not. Oh boy. Okay, let's continue. I'm blown away, but let's try to keep this everything together. Yeah, let's try. Blush next. Okay, now I have high hopes. There is matte blush, and then there is a little bit of sheen, a bit more sheen, and then kind of highlighter. But I think I'll go with two of these. These are very, very powdery products, but pretty, very powdery. I think this was something around €4, so very affordable. Yes, it's a blush, it works, I'm happy. Then highlighter is something I already use and love a lot. I'm actually not sure if you can get this, but this is the Mermaid highlighter from Essence, and I just love this, and I will use this no matter what. This is a perfect kind of champagne peach cool toned mix of highlighter, quite subtle, so nothing too highlighty. Okay, let's go to the brows. Cien is again the brand. This is their eyebrow styler. Shade is 10 dark blonde, and it looks really, really good shade for me. It's good. It is really good. It's soft enough, but not too much. You get just enough of product. You can, based on how hard you press it to your skin, you can apply more pigment or less pigment. And the shade is exactly my brow shade. Exactly. Then eyes, all product which I like a lot is Catrice Eyeshadow Primer. This is eye foundation called. This is a shade 10, as strong as you are, but I've actually never seen any other version of this, so I don't know if there is any, if there actually is other colors. I had two palettes. I did purchase this one from Miss Beauty, but I found the this palette from Catrice, and this screams my name, and I want to try this because it looks perfect nude palette. I just love this kind of palette, so I just had to. I'll start with the shade Light. There is kind of base my eyelid. Okay, it's a glowy shadow. I thought it's a matte, but it's not. There is a definitely a pearlescent sheen on it. Then I'll take the there is so many pretty ones. This is a bit more kind of red based, so I'll take that one to form the crease. Oh, it's definitely kind of nude soft. Unfortunately, I did apply that pearlescent shadow all over, so this doesn't apply as I would want it to be, but it's because of that porcelain shadow. We need to keep that in mind. These are not the most pigmented shadows, but these are exactly the kind of shadows I like to use on everyday makeup, because they are so easy and effortless to use. You don't need to be so kind of thorough with your blending or anything. So, and then a little bit of the darkest shade to the outer corner. These are not as pigmented as I hoped, but the formula is good. I have no complaints about the formula. Well, yes, there is pigment. The other shades weren't that pigmented, but this one is. Then the peachy, there is shimmer in this peachy shade, but I want to use this on my eyelid. Oh, this is pretty. This is so pretty, and there is pigment for sure. The formula is quite dry, so if you don't like dry formula, you might want to skip this. Then lighter shade to the inner corner. That's really glowy light shade. Then I just wipe this same brush a little bit to a cotton to take most of the pigments off, and I take the first kind of red matte shade and use it on my lower lid. I really like how these shadows, these are so easy to use. They do blend into each other quite well, so there is not much different with this. And there's definitely not many looks you can do with this palette. This is because these shades are so similar. A little bit of that original light shade. I like to use also here a bit more this inner part. It kind of opens up my eyes more, so I like to use it. Oh, I forgot, I purchased this pencil from Essence. This is Longlasting eye pencil, and the shade is Rosy and Goldie. And I did swatch this in store and it looked perfect, so I think I'll apply it a little bit here in the inner corner. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I wish I'd had this on summertime just as an eyeliner. It's beautiful. The eyeliner I'm going to use is actually purple. This is something I like to do. It's also Essence and this is ultra lasting eye pencil, but it's not the one you need to sharpen. It's this kind of creamier version, and I like the contrast of a brown eyeshadow and this purple, which actually looks more like black eyeliner. Alright, that's it for liners. And then mascara, I'm really curious. This is the Lash Princess from Essence, and this is the waterproof. And I absolutely hate Essence mascaras. They smudge terribly on my eyes usually. And this is the last hope of Essence mascaras. It has to be good, otherwise I just give up on Essence with mascaras. I'll leave the comments to the comments section of how this makeup wore. If you want, for example, a full day wear test with this foundation or mascara or anything, leave a comment, so I will do that video separately, but I will leave some thoughts of how this wore. It definitely gives volumes to my lashes. I usually use less kind of volumizing mascaras, but Fingers crossed that this will last on my lashes and not give me panda eyes. Okay, lips. I have two options. I have two lipsticks from Cien. There is dark shades and then there is this. I know these, I love these. These are new from Essence. They are perfect shine lipstick. Quite sheer shiny lipstick. So I think I'm going to go with either of these. There is nude brown and berry passion. Nude brown sounds great. Oh, the package is great. It has this kind of same feeling as NARS products. Oh, it's not so brown as I was afraid of actually. And the formula is more sheer than I thought. I tested this lip liner with this and the lip liner matches great this lipstick. So I line my lips. This is Essence Stay 8-hour lip liner, waterproof. These are also something that I really like. As the lipstick seems to be quite sheer and kind of glowy, I use that lip liner all over my lips to give a little bit more color. Oops. There's a nice berry kind of scent in this lipstick. It feels very, very creamy. Smells great. Lovely packaging. Few euros. Really enjoy. We are finished now and it happened that just when I finished this makeup look my battery died and I don't have a spare battery for some reason, so I had to take my time to recharge the battery. So it ended up that it's been now 4 hours since I did this makeup. So I can give you some kind of idea how it has lasted on my skin. There is actually some good news. As you can see, there is a little bit of transfer of the mascara, but this is by no way even close to amount of transfer I would have got from the original Lash Princess mascaras or Essence mascaras overall. So this is quite promising. This is kind of transfer I get from every mascara, so this is normal situation, which is really definitely a thumbs up. But this foundation, it's been now I think 4 hours and it looks amazing. I can't believe this. This looks so good. I can see there is a little bit of oiliness next to my nose, which is normal. It happens every time. That's why I usually use oil controlling primer next to my nose, which I didn't today. And I normally do use more mattifying powder next to my nose, which I didn't do today. But my chin, which usually starts breaking up during this time of day, looks really good. Cheeks are looking really good. Forehead as well. I'm blown away with this foundation. To be such an affordable foundation, I'm I'm so surprised. This really has been a season for foundations. But as you can see, I am happy camper. Lipstick is still on, eyeshadow is still on mostly. This sometimes happens to me when my eyes get watery, so nothing. Eyebrows look really good still. Everything is still on place. So this was indeed a success, this whole experiment. Definitely encourage you to test these more affordable makeup if you haven't yet. But that's it. As usual, I wish you have a great day and see you next time. Bye bye.